So OYP, those letters stand for the Opportunity Youth Part. Opportunity Youth is a designation of young people who, in other terms, are called disconnected youth. That means that you're disconnected from your community, you're disengaged from the services, you're unemployed, you're underemployed, you're undereducated, and you're just floating. And the Opportunity Youth Part is a part here in the Rochelle City Court where we work with young people on Thursdays. If you're 18 to 24, instead of having your case heard with adults, we have you heard in a special part designated designed for 18 to 24-year-olds, where we have providers and we have a different way of looking at things.
We have an awesome judge who's involved, Judge Rice, who this was like his brainchild.
I just feel that he's really a visionary. He looks out at a landscape and says, this doesn't look great. And a lot of people do that. But he goes the extra step and thinks about, how can I help this situation?
It is the young people themselves that inspire me, right? Because when I see them before me in court, I see myself in them. And I see individuals who have promise, I see individuals who have potential, and I want them to live their life where they could reach their potential.
Before, if someone committed a crime, you didn't ask questions, you didn't investigate to really see why this occurred. You just either put them in jail or probation, and then you put a label that they carried with them for the rest of their lives. Opportunity Youth Part has changed that system.
90% of the individuals who complete OYP leave without a criminal record, which is a really great gift.
So once you're part of the criminal justice system, it's very difficult to navigate, very difficult to overcome, very difficult to come out of. And I wanted to create something new where we could work with the district attorney's office, work with the defense attorneys, work with community partners to offer second chances. And that's what we've been doing going on for 4 years now.
The responsibilities as an attorney are the same as they are outside of OYP. To be faithful to the client, to represent fairly and with great integrity in the courts, to counsel, to guide. We have in mind always the ability to reintegrate and reinvite young people to join their communities and for the communities to embrace them.
The fact that we are doing work in the courtroom where we're actually changing the trajectory of these individuals' lives is really something that you don't ever hear about.
They basically try to make you become a better person. They show you that you are a better person as an individual. It doesn't necessarily mean that you make mistakes and that's just your character. It basically just showed me that there are people out there that look at you in a different way, in a different point of view.
Just being involved with young people in general, you always want to get to connect with them, so giving them a second chance, giving them another chance is always important.
So the court, the DA, the attorneys, and the judge all have the same mindset that we want to make sure this individual does not commit a crime like this again, but we also don't want to damage them where it affects their future.
So I would say that we've had over 250 people who've come through our doors. We've had close to 100 completions and graduates. Several of those have been placed in internships and jobs in college and high school graduation, referred services for behavioral health, substance abuse. We've done that over 100 times.
It's all about exposure. Sometimes people aren't aware of certain services or just don't know where to begin.
We connect the young people to local organizations that provide workforce training, help with substance use, GED classes. We work with mentors, internships.
And we have a moral responsibility to work with each other and to have our profession shift in terms where we're looking at criminal justice in a sense of equity and fairness and a sense of how we can have a community where everyone is able to be a contributor, everyone's able to be an asset.
Mentors really play a key role. We ask them to work with a participant for a year, but some continue being connected to them 3 years, 4 years.
My favorite experience is when we have a graduation and we have the young person speak at graduation and I'm able to hear from them for the first time just what they've experienced and the impact that this community of providers has had on their lives.
In seeing someone who was so lost, so hurt, so betrayed, so incapable of trusting.
Seeing them transform from that to them graduating and saying thank you for not giving up on me, thank you for allowing me to have access to this opportunity. When I tell you, I cry almost every time.
I think the ultimate future goal, looking all the way down the line, is that we don't have to have OYP anymore, right? We don't want to have a criminal justice system that has high rates of arrest, particularly for boys and young men of color. We want a society like other countries, right, that don't have these problems. We want young people to have opportunities. That starts early on with education. That starts entering school ready to learn. That starts at third grade reading levels. That starts at graduating high school. We want to have all these efforts on the front end so that by the time they get to be 18, they're not coming to me in the criminal court. And that's a reality that I see can be a reality, and that's what we're striving for.
We have 2 policymakers from California coming next month. We have 2 judges from New York City coming in a couple of weeks, and they're going to do a whole video about community justice.
And we are serving as a model for other communities to follow and engage in this work of emerging adult justice.